Hello everyone, I'm the Math Potty, as you already know, and I'm going to do something a little different today. This is going to be a little more different than the normal content I do, and this one isn't going to be really funny, I guess. It's going to make some jokes, but it's kind of more line of sensitive, I guess. So I guess I'll start off saying where have I been? Where I've been has just haven't been posting lately because making videos has become a lot more boring, more time consuming, and honestly it's just not what I want to do with my life anymore. I never really was going to do this as a career plan. I was just looking, I just like to do this so like fun and all, just like to do this occasionally and just have fun posting it. So this will be a story time, I guess, a little awkward. I was debating whether to do this or not, but you know what? I'm going to do this and have a little announcement at the end of the video. Again, this is not going to be a lighthearted video. It's going to be something that happened and I have not really considered if I should be telling anyone this or not, but I guess there's no harm in it. I guess this is it. Now let's go talk about this and let me tell you the story. So last year in my college, one day I was going out and going to the shop to go and get some cigarettes and all. Just a quick PSA, please don't do what I do. Smoking's not cool and it's just a waste of money. Anyway, it was a cold day and I remember just walking down the street, and when I looked to my left and seen this parking lot, and there was one car and this woman sitting in there. It's getting stared at a lot, and it felt very weird. I guess the more correct term would be, I felt very uncomfortable just by it. But I brushed it off, thinking it's a cold day, might be just sitting there trying to get warm. So I just decided just to walk it off, go to the shop, and then just come back out. When I got outside the shop and lit my cigarette, and I was just walking back, taking out plenty of time, I looked back this time to my right, seeing the same parking lot, and seeing she was staring at me again, but this time was weaving. This time I felt very, very uncomfortable and unsafe, so I kept deciding to walk and go back to college. This would be happening around for a month going on, where there'd be a lot of times I would see her, the next thing you know, next day I wouldn't see her, so it would continue on for about near half a month. One day I went in the shop, I seen her at one of the aisles. I went up to pick down the monster, and then started small talk, nothing really too serious, but it was still very uncomfortable for me having this stranger shocking me. So I tried to just politely leave, and this would again now happen on and on, where I'd either be seeing her in the parking lot or else in the shop. Now, just for the safety of this video, I'm just going to be calling her from now on. I'm just going to call her Emily, because I don't want to give out real names. I will simply mention here that I was with my now ex that during this time, so it was just all around just awkward, didn't like it. It's a very bad situation, all one I was just thrown into out of the blue. Plus, I didn't really tell anyone with these incidences too, so I kind of thought it was just an odd thing, but it wasn't nothing too serious at the time. It wasn't harmful or anything. I was talking to a friend in college at the time about this, and they were telling me how bad the situation was and how it was seeming like I was being stalked. I didn't really thought of it as that way at the time. It was just more weird occurrences. Besides, I was just like, it wasn't this harmless. Before about a week it had stopped and I thought it ran a course. It was just gone, over with. Not gonna happen again. And you know what, I was feeling calmer, I was feeling more safer at the time. I was like, you know what, it's just over. I was completely left my mind for another 3 weeks. So the last day of what we were going to do was the one that very big one. As usual, it was a cold day, and since it was northern and it was raining like always, I was walking down the street after break. I was going to go to the shop and get the usual, as I always get, a pack of cigarettes and a monster, and then just sit outside the shop and then wait for I have to go back and then pursue and task work and all. Midway during the walk, I had to stop and check my bag. My PPE, personal protective equipment, was hanging out, just the boiler suit. I was just shoving it back into my bag, but I wasn't really doing as well. Like, my bag was already stuffed with stuff. When I looked up and looked back at the parking lot and seen there she was, in that goddamn red car, staring directly at me. This time, I couldn't really see her face. I couldn't tell if there was something blocking it, if there was a mask. I could not tell. But the one thing that was more scary for some reason was the stare. It wasn't like the last time, it wasn't like a little cheerful smile and then a wave. It was a fucking mean glare. But the one thing that was more scary for some reason was the stare. It wasn't like the last time, it wasn't like a little cheerful smile and then a wave. It was a fucking mean glare. The glare was more like if I went to her house and started breaking things. That's how it was like. Now, I've always been a paranoid person for as long as I can remember, and I would tend to overthink things with people, but this time, there was only one thing going through my head. That was, she found something she didn't like. Why I thought this was it, I have no clue. But anyways, I started speed walking towards the shop. Inside, I started to just slowly walk around, just picking up things, looking at it, just acting like I'm interested, just acting like, I'm here in the shop, trying to pick up something. I was doing grocery shopping or something like that. But in reality, I was just keep checking over, looked outside the front, and kept trying to check over to see if she was still there. And yeah, she was. I picked up a jar of coffee and started looking at it. And when I looked outside, I seen the car was gone. I felt so relieved and started going around, grabbing my drink, and that's pretty much it. I started my walk back to college, and when I was walking up the road, I lit my cigarette and go drag it before I hear something pull up by me. She pulled up by me, Emily. I looked over and seen she got out of the car. We locked eyes, and I noticed there was something in her hand. I didn't stick around to find out. I started sprinting. Plus, to mention, yes, she was wearing a mask. I started sprinting off and then ended up in a wee shopping centre. Inside the shopping centre, I ended up in this wee post office. I was looking around, and then I started getting a bunch of texts from my friend. Things like, yo, where are you? Yo, glasses on. Can't remember how most of it went, but number one saying, your tutor asked where am I. She took notice that I was missing, and then she was going to mark me down as absent, so I wasn't going to get full pay. I calmed down for a second, texted my friend saying, yo, here, I'll be back here soon, I'm just at the shop, I have to get something from Ma. During the walk back, I just never keep looking over my shoulder, thinking that it was going to happen again, but it didn't. After the Halloween break, I got back into college and never really seen her again. Emily was just gone, and there was no more instances of that. I'd never really seen much of her again. And next month, it'll be a year since it happened, and I still not really told anyone about it. For God knows how long it's been out of my mind until recently. Yeah, that's finished up the story. I know it seemed my voice was very off and all on this one. It's because I was just very uncomfortable talking about it and awkward. But nonetheless, it was still a very baffling situation. Something has been happening recently, and it's just kind of reminded me in that situation. Even though there's none of that, it's not that level type of things, but still, just the whole thing reminded me of that. I thought to myself, this is crazy. If it does turn out that bad, man, like my luck will probably be that bad to the point where that'll happen. Let's just hope for everyone it doesn't go that way. As for the mentioned little thing at the end of the video, I'm stepping away from doing all that gaming club things, and hell, I'm thinking about even quitting at some point. I think about posting a couple more videos, and then there's just like, adios YouTube. It gets boring after a while, and posting it's just not really as fun as it used to be. It's not because it was a flops or anything of videos. It's not because no views or no likes or anything. Mostly it just boils down to I'm getting older and just time seems more off. I've fucked on time right now. I don't know why I'd be complaining about it, but just not something I would like to keep doing. So yeah, this might actually just be the last year I post. New Year's will be the last video, I guess. And you know what? I think I'd like to post more videos of these. If you guys have like some stories, please comment about that. I'll turn it into a video. I'll do all that stuff. Then make a video of it. And of course, just like you said. But anyways, yeah, this isn't a story. That whole thing's been happening. And yeah. Also, I mentioned I have other more creepy stories. I could turn that into a video, and just have it like be more calmer in the mood, and just like have like a little video you can watch and sleep with. Considering the fact my other videos has just been screaming, yelling, stupid jokes, and just nothing you wouldn't like to be listening to. Complete ear breaking. Now, there was morals to the story. One, if you have a good feeling about something, you should probably listen to it. If you look paranoid, it doesn't matter. It's always best to listen at the end of the day. The second one isn't really involved in the story, but it's just involved here, and I won't mention it. You might know someone, but you never really know who they are deeply and what their intentions are. Just trust me on that one. It's always best to keep some people a little couple distance away. I don't know, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching, and have a good day, night, evening, or wherever.